Good morning, dear students.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so today at our lesson we will speak about the intonation of disjunctive questions, the so-called tag questions. Yeah. Before starting the lesson, you know our tradition. We usually tell about the events which are going on in the world. Yeah, some kind of local news or some kind of world news. Yeah, or it may be sport news or cultural or political or scientific, or even agricultural news. It doesn't matter. Just we should create the language atmosphere before starting the lesson in order to make it easy for us to start the lesson. Yeah, to continue the lesson. So have you got any news? What's going on? What are you busy with? So nowadays, please. Any news?
May
Please. Shahnoza wants to say something, yeah? If I'm not mistaken.
I?
Okay.
Nowadays, I'm trying to prepare my little brothers in English. Because nowadays all young children want to learn foreign languages, and also I'm teaching my little brothers in English for helping their teachers.
Okay, very good. Yeah. At one and the same time, you are also improving your English. Yeah. Good. Thank
Of
you.
course.
The next one. Who else wants to say something?
May I?
Please, Camila wants to say something.
Today, the country's number is rising day by day, which canceled the quarantine rules, fortunately, in the world.
Okay, thank you for your news. And Norbik, have you got any news?
Nowadays, we are bought farmyard and we are building it.
Good. Okay, very good. And any other news? Or have you finished? Okay, in this case, I will start explaining the material of the lesson. First of all, a little bit about the last themes. Yeah, we spoke at our last and the previous lessons. Can you remember? We spoke about the intonation of special questions, intonation of general questions. Yeah, can you remember these ones?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in this case, tell me please, what intonation group, what intonation pattern is used in general questions, for example?
For
You can tell me about it. So just give your example, then it will be easy for you and for us to guess the intonation. Give your example, because always it's easy to explain anything with the help of the examples. Please.
do you like swimming?
Good, very good. Good it is correct intonation pattern you have used in your example. And Camila, please try to guess the intonation pattern. What intonation pattern has Shahnoza used in your example? You think? So if you want, you may ask Shahnoza to repeat it once more for you. Your example.
Repeat it once more, please.
Do
you like swimming?
Good. Again, correct intonation you have used. Camila, what intonation pattern have Shahnoza used? You think?
All right.
Once more, please.
Low rise.
Low rise or full rise, you said?
Low rise.
Yes. I do agree with you. Shahnoza has used low rising nuclear tone in your example. Yeah. Okay, and your own example, Camila, and this time, Shahnoza, you will guess. You will try to identify the intonation pattern. In Camila's example. Camila, your example, please, with a general question. Please. Because first we should consolidate the learned material, then we should start learning the new material of the lesson. Then it will be easy for us. Okay, Camila?
Will you be busy tomorrow?
Shahnoza, please.
I think Camila's intonation is low rise.
Norbik, do you agree with Shahnoza? Maybe we will ask Camila to repeat your example once more. Because I don't agree with you, Shahnoza, in this, in your opinion. It seems to me that Camila hasn't used low rising nuclear tone in your example. So it's better to ask her to repeat it once more. So all of you, please switch on your cameras. All of you, please switch on your cameras. It's better to see each other. Okay, good. And Camila, repeat your example for us once more, please. Let us.
Will you be busy tomorrow?
Will you be busy tomorrow? Shahnoza, will you be busy tomorrow? Is it low rise, you think?
No, full rise.
Full rise. Full rise, this is full, then it rises, yeah? Do you think that it is full rise? Will you be busy tomorrow? Can you see any rising tune in your example? As for me, I cannot see.
Low fall.
Yes. In this case, I do agree with
low
you.
fall.
Yes. This time you are right enough. Camila has used low falling nuclear tone in your example. Do you agree with us, Camila?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Good. So I can see that both of you can remember the intonation in general question well enough. And what about the intonation in special questions? At our previous lessons, we learned the intonation of special questions too. And just a little bit, please, some examples of your own with the special questions too. Camila, this time again you, please, special question, your example.
Where do you live?
Shahnoza, what intonation pattern has Camila used in your example? Repeat it.
Where do you live?
Please, Camila, will you repeat it once more, please?
Okay. Where do you live?
Camila, Shahnoza.
Where do you live? Low rise, I think.
Yes, I do agree with you. Camila has used low rising nuclear tone in your example, yeah? And besides low rising nuclear tone, what any other intonation patterns can be used in special questions? I have ever explained you know, Camila, another example with another type of intonation pattern, please, with a special question. Let it be not low rise this time, but another type of intonation pattern. Then again, we will ask Shahnoza to identify. Please.
What kind of food do you like?
Good, very good. Shahnoza, what intonation pattern has Camila used this time in your special question?
I think this time Camila used low fall.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you very much. So I can see that. So all of you have learned the intonation of both special and general questions well enough, yeah? So this time it is you proved this one in your examples. And now let me repeat it once more. Yeah, the intonation patterns in general and in special questions. So as for the general questions, usually it is used low rising nuclear tone. Yeah, low rising nuclear tone in what? General questions. And Camila has used it correct enough in your examples. Usually it is used low rising nuclear tone, but sometimes even when the speaker doesn't expect the response of the listener, in this case in general questions it can be used low falling nuclear tone. Yeah, when the speaker knows the response beforehand. Yeah, in this case low fall also can be used, but usually low rise is used in general questions. But as for the special questions, usually low falling nuclear tone is used. You proved it in your examples. You used it correct enough. But sometimes when the speaker shows great interest to know something, when the speaker is eager to know something, in this case, special questions can be pronounced with a low falling nuclear tone too. Okay, thank you very much. We have consolidated the learned material at our last lesson and at our previous lessons. And at this time, let's speak about the intonation of disjunctive questions, the so-called tag questions. Yeah. So tag questions, the difference between tag questions and the other special or general questions is it consists of two parts. Yeah, two parts. It means that two separate non-final intonation groups exist in disjunctive questions. Yeah, the first part of the disjunctive question is pronounced with the low falling nuclear tone. The reason is the first part of disjunctive question looks like a statement. Yeah, looks like a statement, looks like a affirmative sentence. And you know that affirmative sentences, the so-called declarative sentence, are usually pronounced with the low falling nuclear tone. Can you remember this one? And as for the second part of the disjunctive question, it is pronounced with the low rising nuclear tone. Yeah, low rising nuclear tone. The reason is the second part, it looks like a general question, and you know that general questions are pronounced with the low rising nuclear tone usually. So that is why the sequence of tones in disjunctive questions is low fall plus low rise. This is the sequence of tone in tag questions, the so-called disjunctive questions. Yeah. And now let's give examples with disjunctive questions. Camila, you are listening to me now, aren't you? This is my example. Okay, now this time it's your turn. Please, your example.
You can swim, can't you?
Good, very good. And Shahnoza?
Are you student, aren't you?
No. This time you have made a little mistake, because the first part of the disjunctive question should be like a statement. First, you should use the subject, not the auxiliary verb before the subject. But in this example, first you used the auxiliary verb before the subject. Yeah. So that is why this is wrong. Please correct your example this time. It's better to say you are a student. Yeah, you are a student, aren't you?
Are you?
But you said I was.
Aren't you?
You are a student, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. This time, so I will share here the page of the book by Kalkalova. Intonation of disjunctive questions. Yeah. Intonation of disjunctive questions. Here it's given some examples. Pay attention, please. You met him at the club, didn't you? It's given two examples here. And in the first one, the second part of the disjunctive question yeah, is pronounced with the low falling nuclear tone. If we clarify, both part is pronounced with the low falling nuclear tone. The sequence of tones here, low fall plus low fall. Why? Because pay attention to the rule here. So disjunctive questions consist of two parts, and the first part is usually pronounced with the falling tune, yeah, falling intonation, and the intonation of the second part depends on the speaker's attitude. What does it mean? So if the speaker is not sure of the response of the listener and expects it, yeah, waits the response, wants to know the response. In this case, low rise is used in the second part. But if the speaker doesn't expect the response of the listener and knows it beforehand, in this case, low fall is used in the second part of the disjunctive question by the speaker. Yeah, low fall plus low fall will be like in the first example here. You met him at the club, didn't you? Here, the speaker knows that you will do it. Yeah. So that is why the speaker used low fall in the second part. And pay attention to the second example here. You met him at the club, didn't you? Here the speaker doesn't know whether you did it or not. So that is why in order to know it, the speaker shows interest to know it and uses low rising nuclear tone in this question tag. This part is called a question tag, yeah, in disjunctive question. Okay, and let's see the other examples. You will stay to tea, won't you? Here again, the speaker doesn't know whether you will stay or not to tea. So that is why in order to know it, the speaker is using low rising nuclear tone in the question tag. So pay attention to this rule. Если говоришь уверен в ответе и не ждет его, то вторая часть произносится с нисходящим тоном. It is, I have just given it in English language to you. If the speaker is sure of the response of the listener beforehand, if the speaker knows it, in this case, the second part, it is the so-called question tag, is pronounced with the low falling nuclear tone. Yeah, you will state it, won't you? Here, the speaker knows that you will surely stay to tea. So that is why low fall is used in the question tag. Okay, let's see the examples here. We will do the examples together with you. So, which exercise shall we do here? Let's do this one. Read the sentences according to the given model. The first example, observe the difference in meaning. In the model, it's very difficult, isn't it? The second example, it's very difficult, isn't it? So can you see the difference in the meaning? I have just explained you. Can you see the difference?
Yes, of course.
Okay, and this time, Camila, you please read the first example here. In the exercise number 3, the first sentence. This one, there is a new timetable. Camila, so use for the first time, use a low falling nuclear tone in the question tag 2. And for the second time, in one and the same example, use low rising nuclear tone in the question tag. It means you should read one and the same example 2 times. Understand?
Okay.
Okay, please.
There's a new timetable for this term, isn't there? There is a new timetable for this term, isn't there?
No, I don't agree with you because in both of them, you use low rising nuclear tone in the question tag. So that is why in one of them, you should use low fall. For example, there is a new timetable for this term, isn't there? Isn't there? This is low fall. Okay? So that's why you should read one more sentence, the next one. Number 2, please. Camila again.
You don't know this student, do you?
Do you? Lawful, yeah? You would like to use lawful, if I'm not mistaken. You don't know this student, do you? Okay. And the second time, please use low rise.
You don't know this student, do you?
So don't pay attention. Don't change the intonation in the first part, please. We are working with the second part, which is called the question tag. You don't know this student, do you? Like this, okay? Good. And continue, please, Shahnoza. Shahnoza?
We shall
We can see
two
that.
seminars today, shan't we?
Good, good. It is Shahnoza has used low rising nucleotone in the question tag in this case, yeah. Okay. For the second time,
Yes.
use low rise in the question tag.